How are you doing today, sir?
Good,
My name's
how are
Paul.
you? Paul, I'm Harrison. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm an exercise scientist, and it looks like you're coming to me today because you recently had a coronary artery bypass surgery. Is
That's
that
right,
correct?
yes. I had a cabbage procedure.
Okay. So let's go back to the beginning. When did you start seeing symptoms, making you think that maybe you need to go see a heart doctor?
Okay, well, I'm 65 now.
Okay.
But before that, maybe around 63, 64, I started having real uncommon chest pain.
Okay.
Not very severe, but it would definitely come and go. Some days are worse than others. And when I turned 65, I decided that I would, do something about it. So I went to my doctor, my heart doctor, and he told me that, the reason for this chest pain is because that I had some blockage in my arteries.
Okay. So have you had any other kind of medical history, before you decided to go to the heart doctor?
Yeah, I have high blood pressure. I have diabetes.
Okay.
I'm a little overweight, and coronary artery disease is what I found out I had.
Okay, and so that's what you discovered at the first doctor's
Right.
meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like that's when you decided to go ahead and do the PTCA surgery.
That's right, yeah.
And place a stent in one of your coronary arteries.
That's correct. Yes, we did.
Okay, so tell me about post-surgery at that
Well, that
point.
one's not very invasive, as you know. So
Okay.
little recovery time. But to be honest with you, besides being sore, I still had chest pain about the same as before. Very uncommon, but it was still, at least daily, and it didn't seem to take care of the chest pain. The chest pain was definitely still there, and so I actually went back to my doctor
Okay.
because it didn't seem to get any better.
And it looks like this is when you found out that you had anterior septal infarction.
That's right.
And
Yes, I did.
all that really means is you had a blockage to the part of your heart that
Mhm.
divides the left from the right.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell me about what the doctor found out and what y'all decided to do after that.
Well, after he found that infarction, he also found that my left anterior descending artery had developed a real bad it's critical, and you'll have to help me with the word here.
Restenosis?
That's right, yes,
Okay.
sir.
And so it pretty much had started swelling back up, and
Right.
it was getting blocked again.
Right, yeah, just a swelling is how he put it. And when he had found that and realized that that's what was causing the chest pain, he recommended that I have bypass surgery.
Okay, and it looks like you actually had a double.
That's right, yeah,
bypass.
double bypass surgery.
Okay, and so, work me through the post-operation at this point.
Okay, so
After the bypass surgery.
after this long journey, after the bypass surgery, the surgery went great. I was in the hospital 2 full days, and then the third day I was discharged, which was really good. So I was told, and I'm 4 weeks today from that surgery, and I'm doing better. And the chest pain is all but gone, which is nice. I'm still a little sore
Okay.
here, but I think the surgery was very successful.
So you don't have that familiar chest pain, that angina that you were, having previously before the surgery.
Correct, yes,
That's
sir.
good. So
Mhm.
everything's pretty normal. And so, work me through the medications that you take.
Oh, I take 3. I've actually got my medication list here. I take just
Okay.
3 daily, though. I take a Lipressor, and again, if I'm saying these wrong, you'll have to let me know.
Okay.
But I take that for my high blood pressure
Okay.
and for some chest pain that I might experience, mostly for the high blood pressure.
Okay.
And then Atrocin.
Ectotrans?
Ectotrine,
Yeah.
yes, sir. That's a blood thinner that I'm
Okay.
taking, kind of like aspirin. And then
Okay.
for my diabetes, I take Micronase.
Okay. And so, none of those medications are going to be too serious when we're dealing with exercise.
Okay.
Obviously, when you take blood thinners, it needs to be something that you think about. But also, in order for you to get better, we're going to have to push your cardiovascular system and try to make your heart work better.
Okay.
And so, how has therapy gone post-surgery? Has it been difficult, and do you think you've made any progress?
Mhm. Well, I haven't done much.
Okay.
The first thing they had me doing was trying to get in and out of bed, which is difficult. They had me walking a little bit and putting a shirt on or reaching for things. But honestly, it's been rough. The just doing things that I normally do is just, there's a lot of tightness in my chest. I get fatigued real easily, especially like walking stairs.
Okay.
And I really can't do much on my own right now.
Kind of have a lack of mobility maybe in your shoulders. Maybe it feels like you get tight. If you ever raise your hands over your head.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so what would some goals be that you might want to work towards in the next couple weeks?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Paul, because I really think the major things I want to do is I want to be able to walk further. I love going on walks, and I just haven't been able to. I want to be able to, I store a lot of things above, and I just can't seem to really reach high above my head. Even putting a shirt on is hard. So definitely I want to work on that, and just working on a lot of like things I do daily to improve those, make it easier.
All right, Harrison, that sounds good. Thank you for coming in and meeting with me today.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna kind of go over your symptoms and everything that you've been through, and we're gonna think of a plan. And I look forward to meeting with you next time.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Paul.
All right, Harrison, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Mr. Paul?
Not bad, not bad. So how are you feeling today? You having any tightness? Just go through. How you feel today?
Feel all right. Again, about the same as when we talked last. Still a lot of tightness in my chest, but not much like chest pain per se. But
Okay.
definitely tight. Sore from the surgery. Still having trouble walking, and still having trouble reaching, and especially the stairs, and still having trouble getting out of bed. But not necessarily going backwards, but not really moving forward.
All right. Well, you ready to get to work?
I am. I'm excited. I am excited. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're almost to the point where we're going to get in the gym first. We're going to do a fitness assessment on you.
A fitness assessment.
There's, so many different assessments that we can do.
Okay.
The one that we're going to do today is called a 6-minute walk test.
I can do that.
It's very low intensity.
Okay.
With your blood pressure, you're also on the blood thinners. We don't want to push you too hard, but we also want to see how you compare to other people in your population. And so we picked this test just because it's low intense.
Okay.
And it's going to measure your heart rate versus the distance at which you can travel in that 6-minute span.
Okay.
And so all we're going to do is we're going to go over to the gym and we're going to hop on the treadmill. Before we hop on, I'm going to measure your heart rate. We're going to have you hop on and walk for 6 minutes. After that 6 minute stops, we're going to see how far you've walked.
Okay.
If you ever feel like you need to sit down, feel free to sit down. But the test is going to last for 6 minutes.
And this is just to assess my fitness before we actually start.
We're pretty much going to get a baseline reading.
A baseline. Okay.
It's good to do before we start exercising so that we can go and do a 6-minute test 4 weeks later or 5 weeks later and see how you compare then to how you compare now.
I
what we're
gotcha.
going to do today.
Okay. Cool.
So, I'll measure your heart rate before, we'll walk, and then I'll measure your heart rate afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
So you have any questions about that?
I guess tennis shoes would be fine.
Tennis shoes is fine.
Awesome.
Whatever is comfortable to you.
Okay.
And so, after we do this fitness assessment is when we're actually going to get into the prescription side of, how you want to exercise and what we're going to do. And so we're really going to focus on the 2 goals that we talked about last time. We really want to improve your walking levels, especially your walking endurance.
Excellent.
We want to get you walking farther and farther and farther, every day.
Yeah, I love walking. Like I said, that's why I named it as my number 1 goal. It's just, especially with the weather, how it's been, I just love going on walks.
Okay. And then the other thing we're going to really focus on is your ADLs. And that's just your active daily living levels pretty much.
Oh,
And so things like reaching above your head to place something in a cupboard,
Okay.
maybe turning to get out of a seat. We just want to make it easy for you to go through your daily life.
That
make sense?
sounds awesome. That's exactly what I want to do.
And so the main things we're going to work on is legs, of course. We're going to work on some some core workouts, maybe some side bends and some twists.
Okay.
We also want to do some shoulder strengthening and shoulder flexibility just to relieve that tightness in your chest.
Okay, yes, that sounds nice.
We're going to do different weights, especially just body weight at first. We're going to hop on the treadmill. We're going to hop on the bike. And we're going to start nice and easy at first and see how you go and then work our way from there.
It sounds great. I'm excited to get started.
All right, any other questions you have right now?
I don't think so.
All right, well, let's head over to the gym.
Let's go.
Hey, Harrison, how you doing today?
Good.
How you feeling today? You have any chest pain or you out of breath at all?
Been okay. I was fine walking up the stairs here from my car,
All right.
taking all my medications as prescribed.
Awesome. So the fitness test we're going to do for you today it's called the 6-minute walk test. And all that means is we're going to get you over here on the treadmill and I'm going to take your heart rate before the test. We're going to have you hop on. You're going to press start and adjust the speed, but other than that, I don't want you to touch the handlebars.
Okay.
And so we're going to have you walk for 6 minutes, and if you ever need to stop or anything, feel free to stop it and come have a seat. But the test is going to last for 6 minutes, and so we're going to measure the distance you traveled versus your heart rate, and we're going to compare it to other people in your population.
Okay.
Sound good?
That's perfect.
Any questions you have?
No?
All right, we're going to test your heart rate first. All right, lift your arm up.
Alrighty.
All right. Looks like your heart rate would be 88 beats per minute. All right. You ready to hop over?
Is that high?
That's about normal for someone of your age, especially with your resting heart rate being 74. All
Okay.
right. You ready? Let's put this on. Press go. And you can adjust the speed there. All right, just set it to a nice, easy pace. If you want to go faster, you can. Slow down if you want. And like I said, if you stop already. All right, you just about finished. Looks like you got 10 seconds left. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, stop. All right, slow it down. Looks like your distance is it's about to pop up right now. Maybe. All right, distance is 0.2 miles exactly. All right, now follow me this way, and we're gonna check your heart rate. All right, sit down for me again. All right, hold your arm out. All right. Looks like your heart rate would add up to be 140 to 145. All right. And that's it. Thank you. Harrison, how you doing today? All right, so we're in the gym today. We'll be working out, but first we're going to do a warm-up just to make sure you're loose. You don't want to jump right into working out. So we're just going to hop on the bike, go for at least 5 minutes. If you want to go farther, feel free. We definitely want to make sure your heart rate doesn't get too high. That's a good thing that you're wearing your Fitbit, so we can always monitor that. But let's go ahead. Nice, easy pace. We don't want to push ourselves too hard, especially in the warm-up.
Sounds good.
There you go, nice. You can increase some resistance if you want, but then again, it's just a warm-up, so if you do increase it, don't do it too much. If you need any water, I'll go to the vending machine. All right, Harrison, we're going to start working out now, and pretty much what we're going to do today is just going to be a sit and a stand. We're going to hold this 4-pound medicine ball, and so I'll just demonstrate real quick. All we're going to do, you're just going to hold it in a comfortable spot near your stomach. Just going to sit down and stand up. That's it. Nice soft cushion. Sit down and stand up. We're just going to work on those hips, work on your legs. We're just going to try to, get more work out of them. And so we're going to do 3 sets of 10 today. Okay. So go as fast as you want. Sit down, stand up. There you go. Make sure you come all the way up. Nice. Good job. Alright, I'll take it. How's your chest feeling? You have any shortness of breath or anything? Yeah.
Feels good right now.
Your angina hadn't climbed up anymore?
No.
Climbed up anymore?
Feels like I'm making a good recovery.
Awesome. Good to hear.
All right, thank you.
All right, Harrison. The next thing we're going to do is just going to be a shoulder shrug. It's real easy. We're just going to sit here again. Get to the edge so you can relax your arms straight down. And then once again, we're going to do sets of 10. And so we're going to go one arm at first. You just want to shrug up as high as you can. Nice and slow. Just up and down. All right. And then again, we don't want to hurt your chest. If it ever feels uncomfortable, we just need to stop.
All right, sounds good.
It's nice and easy. There you go.
2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Perfect.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right. Perfect. Let's take a rest real quick, and then we'll do the next set.
All right, sounds good.
Three, two.
All right, Harrison. The next thing we're going to do is just going to be a simple overhead reach. And so, excuse me real quick.
All right.
Just sit down here. Just get in a comfortable spot again. And just going to take one arm at a time. We're going to do sets of 10. Just want to raise it all the way up and back down. Make sure you keep your elbow straight. Just reach up to the sky. All right. And then again, if it ever hurts your chest or anything, feel free to stop.
Okay.
Just take it slow, and we're doing sets of 10. There you go. Perfect.
Feel it in my rotator cuff there.
That's exactly what we're doing. Just want to make sure you can reach overhead as easily as you can.
Putting stuff on the top shelf, huh?
Exactly. There you go. Halfway. Three more. Alright. There you go. Alright, let's take a rest real quick and then we'll do the next one.
Okay.
Alright, Harrison, the next thing we're going to do is just going to be a trunk twist. Then again, we're just going to sit right here on the bench, get in a nice, comfortable position, shoulder straight ahead, and then we're going to go 10 to each side. So if you want to count, it'll be to 20. You just go 1, 2, 3. You're just really working on the mobility of the spine and reaching as far as you can, but without pushing yourself.
This is called a trunk twist.
Trunk twist. Nice and simple. So we're going 10 to each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Halfway.
here too.
There you go. If it hurts your chest, feel free to stop. There you go, almost done. Alright, there you go. That's it. We're going to do a couple more sets and we'll move on. Alright, Harrison, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and twist this like this. We're going to sit on the corner. This is called trunk bending or trunk side bending. So get on the edge, hands straight down. You're just going to reach to one side and then back down to the other. Nice and slow. We're just working on the mobility in these side abdomen muscles. And then once again, we're going to do 10 on each side. So if you count them, it'll be all the way up to 20.
So if my resting heart rate is 74, what do you expect it to be after that?
Well, you know, it's definitely going to be around 100, maybe 120. We definitely want to make sure that it stays away from 150 or more. That's when we would need to stop and take a rest.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, definitely. There you go. 2, 3. All right, halfway. That's perfect. All right, last one. Perfect. Good job. Take a rest and we'll do the next exercise. All right, Harrison, that was a good workout. We're just going to do a nice walk just for a cool down. You know, obviously one of your goals as a, you know, post coronary artery bypass surgery, walking is such a big part of your life. You know, it's always good to push yourself in walking. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you know, it's good to stop. But we definitely want to try to increase our walking levels every day, every week. We want to try to get better. And so.
Maybe like a minute or two every day.
I was thinking more like 30 minutes a day, at least right now, and maybe even in a couple of weeks we want to get up to an hour a day, maybe a month. But that's just why this is just a great cool down right now. Just want to take it easy while we're walking and just get our walking level up for the day.
I just remember at the clinic they said maybe increase it a minute or two every day.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation.
Maybe 5 per week.
Yeah, that's definitely a good recommendation. So, you know, right now, about 5 weeks out of surgery, we want to, you know, really want to get at least 30 minutes a day. So
Okay.
we're on a great pace right now. All right, well, Harrison.
Dadgummit. Dadgummit. Dadgummit.
Hey, Harrison, how you doing? I don't know why we shook hands again. So you cut that one out.
God, come on.